One of the big problems that people face in relationship is anger. Anger builds up. Even when you love somebody, even with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yes.
you love them in your heart, but
Yes,
you start to feel very angry, they feel angry, and then it either turns into a kind of bitterness where we turn away because we don't want to,
Yes.
to express the anger, or we become really angry. And either one doesn't seem good. To cut off doesn't seem good, to throw the anger doesn't seem good.
Yes.
How can people be with their anger?
What happens in this Deeksha process is you still get angry, but I really do not know how to convey that. This is an anger which has no anger. There is an understanding where there is no understanding. So strangely, all things continue, but they have lost the sting, You can get very angry with your spouse, but the other person does not feel the anger. And there's really no anger in your anger, Similarly, you no more try to understand her in terms of psychology or philosophy, But there is an understanding which we really cannot call understanding. So we might say it's an understanding without understanding, It's something very strange. So all things are normal, but somehow the core is missing. And relationship becomes very beautiful when there's anger. The couples actually enjoy that anger, Very often the wife admires the husband's anger, the husband the wife's anger. That's how it happens. Not that they're free of anger. Anger still continues, but it has become very enjoyable. But somehow we have found it more easy to communicate with the Indian people, We have had some difficulty with the Western people in exactly communicating what's happening. But of late we find they're also getting a hang of it.
I've talked to many people in Europe and America who've reported exactly this, that the surface appearance of the relationship looks the same. They still appear to have fights, but they say the sting is taken out. It's almost like it's watching an enjoyable movie instead of something very serious.
Because we are not trying to change the behavior, Suppose you have a nagging wife, we say, let her continue to nag you. There's no problem with it. That, in fact, is the beauty about her. And if you are a husband who's a stickler to discipline and who keeps laying down rules and regulations, continue to be with that, because that's what is most suitable to you. But the other person learns to enjoy that. So we do not aim to effect any changes in the behavioral patterns, but only changes with regard to the way you experience it. That's what the Deeksha aims at.
I think what I'm hearing you saying, Bhagwan, is that it's not the content of the relationship that causes suffering, it's the resistance to the content. Is that correct?
Exactly that.
Yeah. And so Deeksha relaxes our resistance to what is occurring.
It's not that you're free of anger, but you're made friends with anger. You go along with it, you have no more problems with it. It's not that you have stopped being jealous, but you're very comfortable with being jealous. You accept it totally. So there's no change in the content. It's only in your approach to the content that there's a radical shift.
If someone really has made friends with jealousy, or made friends with anger, so they feel very comfortable with that anger, this anger could still offend somebody else or cause hurt to somebody else, couldn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Once you made friends with your anger or your jealousy and you express it, it does not hurt the other at all.
I see.
The other is quite contented with relating to it. He's in fact happy with it.
Maybe because it has no more charge behind it.
There's no charge behind it.
Yes.